So today, Thursday, July 8th, we can see Tesla dipped in the morning and it shot all the way back up into the positives. And the reason for this price movement is because of this catalyst. Elon Musk just teased or said that Tesla will actually finally launch their full self-driving beta version 9 on Saturday. Now, he's been teasing this since over a month ago, and he keeps saying that it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks away, but this is the first time that he's actually set a hard date. So hopefully it does come this Saturday. Even if it doesn't, if there's another delay, I believe it will only come a couple of days after. In this video, we're going to go over what exactly a version 9 is and why this is such a big deal. First, let's go over this article. Tesla full self-driving beta version 9. Tesla is currently testing the feature-complete version of its full self-driving package in beta with a few thousand customers and employees through its early access program. It's not considered autonomous driving yet because the driver is still responsible for the vehicle and needs to be ready to take control at all times. But Tesla's system performs all other driving tasks autonomously, including driving through intersections and on city streets under its new city driving feature in beta under the full self-driving package. So up until this point, autopilot has worked very well on highways, but what full self-driving is tackling is really the city driving. So these are two different things. Autopilot is more akin to cruise control. It works on all cars, whether or not you buy the full self-driving package, which at this point is a $10,000 add-on. Autopilot keeps you in the lanes. It measures the distance between you and the car in front of you and can keep distance. Full self-driving hopes to be able to navigate you through cities or neighborhoods, and that's a lot more complicated because there's a lot more signs and obstructions, and cities and streets are just not as clean or clear as a highway. Over the last few months, CEO Elon Musk has been talking about Tesla moving to a new generation V9 of its FSD software that now relies entirely on Tesla's own camera-based computer vision system instead of radar sensors. Now, this really is key. Tesla has never been a fan of LiDAR, but they have had radar on most of their cars. Now, this was for redundancy and for safety, especially earlier on before the vision was too mature. Radar would serve as a protection because it's a great way of just sensing distance, but in current iterations of their car, as their Tesla vision has become a lot more mature, Elon doesn't believe that they need radar anymore. They want to base their full self-driving fully on vision, and in their newer Model Ys, they've actually completely already taken out the radars. So this is a huge sign of confidence. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just leave it in just in case? Elon doesn't believe in leaving things just in case. He's going to push the bar, and if something is not necessary, he's going to take it out. And that's exactly what happened here. The reason they believe this will work is because that's how we drive. We use our two eyes, but then these new cameras will have multiple cameras, multiple eyes to be able to sense what is what and navigate through our roads. Tesla already pushed its first version of the software without radar support, but the first big iteration has been dubbed Beta V9, and Musk has been hyping it as mind-blowing. Musk has been known to overhype some things, but that's also a matter of perspective. Most of the things he's hyped us about, he eventually delivers. But what does FSD9 actually mean? We don't really know other than it's mind-blowing, but we can get a taste of what it means with the testing occurring on the new Model Y. So there is a YouTuber called Eric, and he has already noticed very notable changes in the Model Y. Now, this new Model Y is the version without the radar. So Eric met up with several friends who just took delivery of a new Model Y, and they compared Tesla's autopilot performance in the new radarless Model Y to the other Model Y they own, which still has radar installed, so that was the older version. The differences in the overall performance of autopilot were great. The new owner said that the Model Y without radar seemed to not only drive more confidently, but the overall performance of autopilot was considerably and noticeably more precise and less timid than it was previously. This is a good sign and should alleviate worries from plenty of potential owners who are skeptical of Tesla's removal of the radar and camera-based system in its past. If you look at videos of Tesla driving in autopilot, it has the same issues as other AI-controlled things where there just seems to be a lag. It's not as responsive as a human. In order for it to be very safe, it's being overly careful. So you'll watch Teslas inch up to stop signs and not go when there's just even a chance that a car might come. You'll see it kind of hesitate, and it's just not a very seamless experience. And part of the reason this was happening was because it was getting data from two sources. So the radar and the Tesla vision. Redundancy is good. We have them a lot on airplanes, but in this case, sometimes they were conflicting with each other, and when there's conflicting data points, the car doesn't necessarily know how to process it, and it actually makes the whole experience not as smooth. Now with Tesla Vision a lot more mature with a lot more data, Elon has confidence that this is enough. There's already built-in redundancies with all of the multiple cameras. Radar is no longer necessary, and radar actually had some of its own issues because its main function is to sense distances in certain objects, and sometimes it would misread certain objects as people or people as certain objects, and that could lead to some sudden crashing or some sudden acceleration. Versus with Tesla Vision, it's able to tell what objects are in ideal situations, and it doesn't have the same issues as radar. But one thing interesting to note is that high beams are actually turned on to utilize autopilot now. So before, when it had radar, it doesn't matter if it was dark or light, radar could sense distances. But now, because we are relying primarily on vision, if you're driving through an environment that's too dark, high beams will automatically come on, or at least they have to be on if you want to engage autopilot. So that is something to know, and that is a potential drawback of autopilot or FSD. It's that vision needs to be clear, but also for us with our eyes, when it's super dark, we use our headlights and our vision isn't that great either. I still think that these cameras will ultimately be better than our own eyes. During the Q1 2021 earnings call, Musk said, quote, "I think with the elimination of radar, we're finally getting rid of one of the last crutches. Radar it was making up for some of the shortfalls of vision, but this is not good. You actually just need vision to work." This is very, very exciting. I wish I had more information, but the best place to get it is honestly from Elon Musk's Twitter. And one thing I did want to note is this tweet right here. Elon says Beta 9 will start uploading at midnight California time on Friday. So you can set your watches and timers there if you're a Tesla owner. But this second part is key. Bear in mind, it is still just a beta. That means it's still in its testing phase. There are going to be bugs and kinks, and I repeat, this is not an opportunity for you to take your eyes off the road and your hands off the wheel. This is an opportunity for you to be responsible and test the beta version of a really, really cool potential future where we could at some point take our eyes off the road and not pay attention to the car, but this is not the software to do that. Please be responsible when you're testing this. Obviously, you're going to want to push it and see where it can take you, but it really is in your hands and it's your responsibility to keep yourself safe. Let me know what you think about full self-driving beta. Regarding the stock price, I don't really know what direction it's going to go. Today, I think the catalyst is fairly clear, but after Saturday and more people get their hands on it, I think that Tesla will probably trade it sideways for a bit before ultimately going back up, because actually there's been a lot of good news. The delivery reports were good. This is also very, very big news, but the media loves spitting out FUD and focusing on all of the negatives. So it's really, really hard to say. My strategy with Tesla has always been the same, and that's just to hodl for as long as I can because I believe in this company. The stock price is not the company, so just remember that unless something fundamentally changes with your thesis of a company, you shouldn't let the stock price scare you. And it's okay in the short term if an investment goes down, as long as in the long term on a 3 to 5 year scale, it's going up. And if you've done your due diligence and you invest in the right companies, it will pay off. And that's really it for today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. This is Green Knight Trading, where squires become knights. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.